And now, live in studio, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. He's a successful entrepreneur, published author, top listing agent, a real estate and finance expert that goes to bat for you every day as a consumer advocate. Your host and the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rhymes.
Welcome, Consumer Quarterback Show. Another day committed to helping you win in any marketplace. As we say here, we're going to educate, entertain, enlighten, and most importantly, we want to engage with you so we can help you win. We've got a different model here. Now, this show is a consumer advocate-based program. It's all about helping you understand your buying decisions. And we've got over 50 show partners, expert contributors here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, all aligned with that goal of making you more street smart here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, and that's what we want to do. So save our hotline number in your phone. At some point, you may need it. We've had an uptick in calls lately, people calling in, getting the free book offers, the credit report offers, the rent versus own analysis, the credit value checks, ways that we can help you here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. Save our hotline, 813-750-0550.
You used to call me on my cell phone.
That's our consumer advocate hotline. Call 813-750-0550. We can connect you with attorneys, CPAs, financial advisors, credit experts, solar companies, so many ways that we help you here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. We got a great lineup for you today as well. You can also visit our website, consumerqb.com, a plethora of information available for you on our website at consumerqb.com. This segment is brought to you by Jade's Premium Quality Cleaning, the official cleaning partner of the Consumer Quarterback Show, a local-owned business, a woman-owned business right here in Tampa Bay, also COVID-19 certified for infection prevention and control. Check them out on Facebook at Jade's Premium Quality Cleaning. And they also offer $15 off for any of the Consumer Quarterback Show listeners or viewers of our TV show. Reach out to the hotline. We'd love to connect you with Jade's Premium Quality Cleaning. They do a great job cleaning our real estate properties. All right, we've got a couple of hot listings here. Brand new listing to the market. As you know, the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty. We've got 6128 Oak Ridge Avenue in Port Richey, New Port Richey. You got bay access here, river frontage. Check out that boat dock right on the river, and beautiful property. It's a large home, estate style home, almost an acre of land right on the waterfront. You got a nice garage, carport, pool, beautiful property right here in Tampa Bay. We got professional photography coming for that property soon, of course, from Bray Frameworks, the official real estate photographer of the Consumer Quarterback Show. Also out in East Hillsborough County, we got Riverview Sandwich Shop is for sale. 8001 U.S. Highway 301 South in Riverview. This is a great opportunity for a business owner. Could be an investor, could be an owner-occupied opportunity here as well. 2 commercial buildings for the price of one right here at 8001 U.S. Highway 301 South in Riverview, formerly known as the Riverview Sandwich Shop. Who knows? It could be reopened in that name. I know a lot of the staff is willing to stay on, and they're really ready to work and operate that business, that restaurant. Check out all of our listings at platinummvpteam.kw.com. Sing it, William. William Crowley's in studio. William Crowley in studio, back in studio. Been on the phones for a long time, man. First time I've seen you in person in a while.
I know. Have I grown any?
You have. I think so, man. You got prettier. I'll tell you that. You got more handsome, I'll tell you.
That's it, baby. That's it.
We got Diane Vance as well, Fairway Independent Mortgage, calling in on the phones. Diane, welcome back.
Hey, well, good to be back, Brandon. Hey, William.
Hey,
glad
hon.
You're here today. Or there.
Oh, yeah, there.
Yeah, so we're still, here we are. We got, record numbers again, unemployment. We're in the middle of this COVID pandemic. You've got the conventions going on right now. We're winding down. It's an election year. It's a crazy year to say the least. Let's go to the phones here with Diane. Diane, what are you seeing in the mortgage markets? What's happening out there? How is quantitative easing affecting the mortgage rates? And of course, in Tampa Bay, we're seeing a huge demand right now for real estate properties.
Yes, and we don't have enough of the properties. As you know, there's a shortage of inventory, and the interest rates are still very low. it is election year, so we couldn't have had a more perfect storm to have better interest rates. I don't know if that's kind of an oxymoron, I guess. But, yeah, so the interest rates are very, very good, and the government is, of course, helping with the quantitative easing, which I believe is going to happen for a while. Of course, it is election year, so it's a very volatile time as well. But mortgage rates are very good. There was the Cabrio, who is part of the Fannie Mae Freddie Mac oversight. He has imposed a half a point on refinances, but the Mortgage Bankers Association is fighting it. So we did a call to action to actually have that removed, and we should be hearing probably in the next few weeks, I would say. I'm not sure why he did that, but I guess to slow down because interest rates are so low. But I'm seeing, activity is very good. Today I want to talk about credit scores because we do have a lot of people that are starting to look. And when you start, the first thing they do, of course, is they call about credit scores. And the credit score is a numerical representation of their statistics to repay their credit that's extended to them. It's a snapshot of a specific moment in time, and it changes with any new actions or the passage of time. So credit scores go from 300 to 850. A lot of people don't understand that. So if you don't have a lot of credit, or no credit, you won't have a credit score. But that's okay because we can build on that. There's such things as non-traditional credit. The lower the credit score, the higher the interest rate's going to be. The better the credit score, you're going to expect to have the best interest rates and mortgage insurance and things like that. So everybody just needs to understand that credit scores do change, and with time, the more credit you have, and I know William's going to talk a little bit about this, it's great to take care of your credit and then take care of anything. Just don't put your head in the sand and ignore it. Right. If you do have anything in the past, just you don't want to. I see people all the time. They had something happen 5 years ago and they've paid cash ever since. Don't do that. Just go ahead and do something. Go ahead and apply for something. So we see that's where people start typically when they're interested because interest rates are very low and. I explain to them exactly how it works. And, it's funny because a lot of people are very surprised that they do have credit that they can actually purchase. I don't know why it's so scary for people, but it seems to be very scary for people. But, it's a moment in time. So, things happen to people and, it may have been a long time ago. It may have been, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, and it may not affect you today. Just don't assume something's going to affect you. I see that happening more than anything else.
Yeah, exactly. And there's a lot of misconceptions around credit, around mortgage. We're talking with Diane Vance, Fairway Independent Mortgage right here, a local lender, support the local economy right here in Tampa Bay, longtime friend of the program, DianeVance.com, and doing pre-approvals, doing refinances, talking a lot about as a consumer advocate serving the community here, helping us out. Lots of callers reaching out, wanting to know what they qualify for, what are some of the tips and tricks of the trade. And I think a lot of times people also have a misconception, Diane, when they're shopping for a home, they're allowed to get their credit pulled, from different sources. It's the same as going and pulling, going and shopping for a car, for example, for Ford, Chevy, and Dodge. And, let's say, okay, well, next week I'm going to go maybe look at some Toyotas. You're able to do that without being hit from a inquiry standpoint. Is that right?
That's correct. Yes. You actually, when you are purchasing a home, or when it's just like the car, very similar. It allows you to shop and not have a hit on your credit report. It's 45 days, and you could actually, some people say 30, but it's actually supposed to be 45 days. It depends on the lender and how they do it. But if you're shopping for a mortgage, you can always, the whole point is that you get to shop. And that's the reason that, the nice thing about pulling a credit report is that we know where you're at. And we have a simulator that we could use, but if we can't use that, we of course have William, which most of the time we actually get William involved because he is the expert in the credit. I'm expert in the mortgage part of it. So, but they have to start somewhere, and there's a lot of misconceptions about it. So, it's the big thing that what goes in the credit scores is your payment history, of course, amount owed. So if you have credit cards, you want to have them at a 30% balance. I see a lot of people that they only have one credit card, or they close their credit cards. Don't close your credit cards. If you pay them off, keep them open, because that gives you a history. How long do you have the credit? I mean, what's your history like? The longer the history, the better. I have an excellent one because I'm old. But so, new credit, that sort of, that also it will hit your credit score a little bit. But pulling it for a mortgage is not going to, you're going to be able to shop around if you need to. And the types of credit, a great healthy mix is to have an installment loan like a car loan or something like that, a few revolving credit cards, with debts, the debt below 30% of the high credit limit, and if you don't have any collection accounts, if you do, you need to talk to William, those type things. So William can help with all of those situations where those collections or public records or something like that that's showing up or late payments. So that's William's expertise.
All right, very good. Well, when we come back, let's dive a little bit deeper into that. I want to talk to Diane a little bit about first-time home buyers, some of the other misconceptions there, and then also we'll bring William Crowley into the conversation, talk about how to avoid identity theft. It's such a huge, rampant thing happening right now. It seems like every day you hear about different breaches, different things happening, even government agencies getting hacked. So stay with us right here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. We got a feel-good story coming up for you as well. Diane, Vance, Fairway Independent Mortgage, William Crowley, credit restoration expert, Gregg Bowman, AC guy of Tampa Bay, coming up as well. Stay with us. Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com.
This is Warwick Dunn, and you're listening to the Real Estate Quarterback Show, hosted by my man, Brandon Rhymes.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-670-7372. Online at consumerqb.com. You're listening to the Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. Online at consumerqb.com.
And we're back. Brandon Rhymes here, Consumer Quarterback Show, giving a shout out to the Golf Cart Depot of Tampa Bay, a.k.a. Discovery Golf Carts. They do a great job over there. They've got the Easy Go, Star EV, Cushman, Icon electric vehicles, and they offer pre-owned and remanufactured Discovery Golf Carts, as well as Golf Cart Depot of Tampa Bay. They've got 2 locations right here in Tampa Bay, Land O'Lakes and a Clearwater location. And it's pretty cool. Right now, they're offering to drive this to your home or office, your work, and they're going to let you test drive on your location on your own terms. So reach out, let them know the Real Estate Quarterback sent you. Golf Cart Depot, a.k.a. Discovery Golf Carts, and let them know the Real Estate Quarterback sent you. Take them up on those special offers and incentives just by mentioning that you're a fan of the Consumer Quarterback Show. All right, we got a couple of hot properties here in Tampa Bay. I want to let you know about 12208 Four Oaks Road in Tampa. This is in Carrollwood, close to Dale Mabry. This is a property that is prime for development. So attention any builder, developers, entrepreneurs, investors. 12208 Four Oaks Road in Tampa. R9 is the zoning. So you can put up to 40 units on this 5 acres close to Carrollwood. Great opportunity to invest and build wealth through real estate development, which we know it's a hot market right here in Tampa Bay. Diane, what a hot market, right? So I'm talking about a property listing like that. Prime opportunity for a builder, developer, investor to get involved and build real estate properties. Talk about Diane, Vance, Fairway Independent Mortgage, also William Crowley here in studio. Diane.
Yes, and the builders are, that's a hot market right now because there's not enough inventory. So you're absolutely right. A developer should grab that, a builder should grab that, and go and build some homes. And I don't know what the market is around that plot of land, but it's a good market to actually sell homes.
Yeah, right over there by Dale Mabry. It's close. I mean, it's close to Carrollwood. So
definitely a good place to actually. Any new construction like that is going very fast. We do a lot with a lot of the builders, and I actually am talking to a rep from one of the big builders, and he's having a hard time even talking because he's so busy. But
wow.
It's definitely again, it's inventory.
That's right.
We need inventory, so absolutely.
Record low numbers we got in Pinellas County, a 1.92 month supply of inventory as of the end of the June. So I wanted to talk real quick too about the first-time home buyers. Some of the misconceptions. What are you seeing out there?
Well, a lot of first-time home buyers, they think they have to have 20% down. You do not need 20% down. And we have first-time home buyers program, down payment assistance program. As you know, Brandon, they were kind of put on hold, but now they're back. And you can get some down payment assistance depending on your situation, your income, your family size. It's a lot of different things. You get 3% of the sales price, 4%. There's some, $7,500, $5,000. There's all sorts of different help out there. You still will need some of your, some money to put in to the deal typically. But everybody, even if you make too much income for the down payment assistance program, you can purchase a home with 3% down or 3.5% down. And people just don't understand that they can do that. And then they get very nervous when I start talking to them about down payment. And they need to understand that you can, if you have a 401k, you can borrow against it, pay yourself back. There's no penalty. There's no taxes on that. You can get a gift from a family member. A lot of parents tend to give their children gifts for the first home buyers. You can get, the realtor can even give some, I think you guys even credit some of your, sometimes a portion, a small portion.
Seller concessions.
So, yeah, you can do concession as a realtor. The seller can do closing cost concessions. In other words, they can pay a part of your closing costs or all of your closing costs. It just depends on the negotiations, depends on the price of the home. But that is the biggest misconception that people do not understand.
Yeah.
They think they have to save money till they have 20% down, and they're always surprised when people do have the 20% down, and they look at, okay, if I put 5 or 10% down, the difference in the payment is basically not very much. So they're really shocked that I have a customer right now, and he's like, I think I'll pay that 10% instead of 20%, keep that 10% for myself.
Exactly.
He has mortgage insurance premium, but it's very low because his credit score is very good.
So credit-wise, I want to talk a little bit about that too. Credit-wise, so are you having complications more so with first-time buyers, and then you work a lot with William Crowley on that side? if you do.
Correct. William, I work a lot with William as far as any time. So I would suggest that people go to the annual credit report to look at their credit. They can get a free annual report just to look at your credit. And if you do end up if you have anybody use your credit fraud or something like that, make sure you report it right away if you're a victim of fraud. You have to report it immediately to the credit bureaus. Sometimes you have to do a police report. I know my daughter was a victim of fraud, and she had to go to Hillsborough County and actually file a police report. So those things, again, take some action when something like that happens.
Yeah, let's bring William into the conversation. Yep. William Crowley, any comments on that topic?
Yeah, just make sure. I just try to encourage people to be proactive. Put that promotion. I hope your daughter had a promotional block on her Social Security number ahead of time, and make sure that's
now.
yeah. So we want people to be more proactive and get that stuff on now. That's why we try to talk about that on the show as much as possible. Be proactive. I mean, take a look at the consumer laws out there as well. But the most important aspect of that is the promotional block, which we're going to get into data breaches here in a little bit. I want to talk a little bit about that if we can. But just mainly based on what your daughter went through, when you do get that police report, she did send it to the credit reporting agencies, right? All three of them, Experian, Equifax, and TransUnion?
That's correct.
Yeah, good. You send it there, and then they're supposed to immediately delete that information from the credit report. Of course, the credit reporting agencies are breaking the law ahead of time, because if they would verify it, each item that appears on your credit report like they're supposed to according to the Fair Credit Reporting Act, then we wouldn't have these problems with even if a data breach did happen, the credit reporting agency is going to be constantly surfing your scores and verifying this information prior to putting it on your credit report in the first place. So I've always said that the biggest perpetrator of identity theft, and probably something that helps benefit the data breaches, is the malfeasance of the credit reporting agencies, or the lack of following due process according to the Fair Credit Reporting Act.
Right.
Okay, so the credit reporting agency has to verify this information before they put on your credit report. Yep. That means either contacting you verbally or sending you some type of written correspondence or something. They're not doing any of that. So we need to really be targeting the credit reporting agencies, and if they're not going to do their job, well, even if they do their job, we should take the necessary steps to protect ourselves. And so looking at FTC.gov, the Federal Trade Commission website, you can see the Fair Credit Reporting Act, the Fair Debt Collection Practices Act, and other consumer laws, CFPB. That's the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, which I'm not a big fan of, because the Fair Credit Reporting Act and Fair Debt Collection Practices Act definitely supersedes that. But if you just familiarize yourself with those laws and understand what your rights are as a consumer, and that you have the credit reporting agencies are working for you, you're not working for them. They're a third party organization gathering information.
Right.
But they're not supposed to be reporting this information unless they verified it beyond a shadow of a doubt that the information is factual. And in the Fair Credit Reporting Act, it gives them the necessary instructions to do that. So I heard you're talking about the scores for new construction. What is the score for new construction? Is it a little bit higher than just purchasing a home?
For an end loan, for a construction perm loan, which it is higher.
It is higher. Okay.
Yeah, but for an end loan, it's the same. It's
right.
620.
About 620. What is it for a new construction, or does it vary?
We don't do construction loans.
Okay, gotcha.
I would have to get with the
okay, no problem.
firm.
I just heard you mention new construction.
I want to say it's like 680 at least. I would say.
Okay. Well, nevertheless,
it's just looked at maybe as a little bit more risk. I think when you look at the construction of perm type of situation.
Yeah, because you have a long period of time. You might have 12 months before the house is done, and so that's the reason.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Or double that in our case.
Right. yeah.
Right. Well, that's usually what happens, Brandon.
yeah, exactly. It takes a little bit longer. Yeah. So we got Diane Vance, Fairway Independent Mortgage, William Crowley here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. Let's do final words of wisdom. We got about 20 seconds each. So ladies first, Diane, final thoughts.
I just say make sure you monitor your annual credit report, see if there's anything fishy on there. If you do become a victim of fraud, make sure you do go to ftc.gov, know your rights, and immediately contact your credit bureaus.
All right, good stuff. Awesome. Right. William Crowley, final thoughts.
Yeah, just remember that most of the clients that come to me, the information does in fact belong to them. If you're a victim of identity theft, or a breach or whatever, you have necessary tools to deal with that. It's the information that does in fact belong to you is what people have questions about. So I say use the Fair Credit Reporting Act legally to have this information removed.
Absolutely. Good stuff. All right. Hey, I want to thank you guys both. It's excellent content. Great stuff. We've got feel good story of the day. This is a good one. 9-year-old boy gets thousands of adoption requests after heartbreaking interview. Stay with us. Also, Gregg Bowman, AC guy in Tampa Bay. And we got Children's Cancer Center coming up as well, right here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
This is Chris Voss, former FBI lead hostage negotiator and owner of the Black Swan Group, and you're listening to Consumer Quarterback Show hosted by my friend Brandon Rhymes.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-670-7372. Online at consumerqb.com. You're listening to The Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, online at consumerqb.com. Brandon is Tampa Bay's #1 consumer advocate for real estate and financial advice. Call Brandon today at 813-670-7372.
And we're back. Brandon Rhymes here, Quarterback Show, Platinum MVP team, Keller Williams Realty. Got a hot property at 2528 Appaloosa Trail. This is in Palm Harbor. It's a great opportunity. It's a large family home. It's a pool home right here in Tampa Bay. As you know, inventory is super low, but we've got a listing, an exclusive listing here. 4-bedroom, 3-bath, 3-car garage pool home right here in Palm Harbor, Pinellas County, Florida. 2528 Appaloosa Trail. Great buying opportunity here in beautiful Tampa Bay. Also, 4209 Preserve Place. This is in a golf community of Landsbrook. It's in the Palm Harbor area as well. Gorgeous waterfront, 2-bedroom, 2-bath, 2-car garage condo with vaulted ceilings and a spacious layout. Check them all out at platinummvpteam.kw.com.
Somewhere sunny and 75.
And I just left a visit with my friends Replenish IV Solutions right here in South Tampa, Gandy Boulevard, Carrollwood location, as well as Pasco. Replenish IV Solutions, the science of nutritional balance. vitamins, minerals, electrolytes directly injected into your bloodstream. Talking about a vitamin infusion drip, and most notable is the Myers cocktail you may have heard of. So reach out to our friends, Replenish IV Solutions. Say hello to Stephen and Lisa Gunnan, and let them know the Real Estate Quarterback sent you. Take them up on those special offers and incentives just by mentioning that you're a fan of the Consumer Quarterback Show. Of course, anything you hear on the show today, reach out to our hotline. We would love to connect with you, 813-750-0550. That's our hotline. You can call or text that line, 813-750-0550. We'll put you in touch with our on-air experts and have them speak with you directly. All right, Gregg Bowman, AC guy of Tampa Bay, back in studio. Welcome back, my friend.
Thanks, Brandon. It's great to be back.
Yes, sir. Thanks for coming in. So good news with the coronavirus. There seems to be the UV light is proving to be effective somewhat.
Yeah, we got some good news recently. The scientific community has released how much UV energy, basically they call it dosage, is required to basically inactivate coronavirus, and it's relatively low. Most of the things that we try and target with UV are much higher than that. Legionnaire's disease, the Legionella bacterium, takes about twice as much. That's what UV was primarily first used for 20 years ago to help eliminate that inside air conditioning units. Black mold takes about 100 times as much. So they've released that it takes about 3.7 microjoules per centimeter squared. That's what they call a dosage based on time and everything like that. But that's very easy to generate with an ultraviolet light installed in an HVAC system. So that's great news.
Wow.
We knew our products should be effective, but it was too early to say that in March. But now we can say that a properly installed ultraviolet system in your home air conditioning is very effective at destroying that virus.
Yeah, Greg. I mean, that was one of the big concerns: is how are we transmitting it? How is it coming through? People didn't know. Is it transmitted from a toilet flush? As one of the producers mentioned, how does this thing get in the air? How is it contracted? Does it go through your eyes? They're saying wear your sunglasses or your goggles,
Yeah, we got some other good news along that front too. I mean, the virus itself is very small. It's about 1/10 of a nanometer, which is microscopic. So that's very hard to filter out of the air by itself. That's where UV comes in. But the good news about how it's transmitting is it's primarily aerosol. So like flushing a toilet will put aerosols, particles of moisture into the air.
Right.
So we'll sneezes, coughs, but those particles are much larger. They're more like 10 nanometers. So 1/10 of a nanometer to 10 nanometers is like the difference between a cat and an elephant.
Wow.
A cat might be able to sneak past you without you getting your hands on them, but an elephant, you can probably get your hands on it, might destroy you, but you can get your hands on it. So it's easier to filter something like that as well. So it's good news as far as trying to treat and sterilize and protect environments that we're
talking with Gregg Bowman, AC guy of Tampa Bay, longtime friend of the program, again supporting the local economy, the local companies right here in Tampa Bay. Greg, how do consumers, what does this mean to them? Because you talk about a UV light proving effective. Mm-hmm. There's actual attachments that you have that will go to the air handler, the AC unit. How does that work?
Correct. Yeah, there are products that can be installed on an existing air conditioning system or as part of a new one, but it's a accessory product. It's not necessarily part of the system itself, but it can be added to the system. Right. Both to filter particulates out of the air, like the aerosols, and then also the UV products to sterilize, kill, and inactivate any of those viruses. So those are all products that can be added to your system, and we now know that they're 99.9% effective at destroying this virus. So that's
your average house, 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 2-car garage, 2,000 square foot home. What would your accessory cost? I know there's probably a high low on that.
Correct. Yeah, a budget system, you're probably in the 300 range for something that'll generate that 3.7 millijoules per centimeter squared. You can buy products online for cheaper than that, but most of those will not generate that kind of dosage. So probably around 300 on the low end. If you want to go, there's some very nice high-end products that are in the $1,500 to $1,800 range, more of a commercial grade, but middle of the road, you can get something really nice for around $500-600 to help protect your
seems
home.
Like it seems like some people too, because we've had one of our newer show partners, Brandon Faust, with moldzero.com, and if you caught some of his shows, he talks a lot about the underlying health conditions that people have. Sometimes there's numerous stories that he's had over the day of, the person's sick. They don't know where it's coming from. The doctor says, well, I've narrowed it down to this. We've got this. We don't know. We don't think it's that. Maybe you should get a mold test on your home, and then lo and behold, there's mold right next to where they're sleeping at night. So these indoor air quality is a real deal.
Definitely, yeah. We had a situation a few months back where a woman was diagnosed as having mold in her blood, and that was causing sickness. It took them a year and a half to find that before they finally figured out that was what was causing her sickness.
Yeah.
And then they finally had to go through the treatment process of getting it out of the house, which involved removing all the insulation from the attic, removing all the ductwork from the attic. That's where the mold was in the attic.
Wow.
Sterilizing it and then reinstalling everything. So, and that has solved her issue, but it took a long time to find that. But yeah, it is a very, can be a very difficult thing to narrow down.
Yeah, I imagine. So when you look at also, there's another program. So you have the VIP maintenance plan as well. That's always something worth mentioning here.
Most definitely. Our VIP maintenance program is a preventative maintenance program where we kind of take care of your air conditioner for you. We come out twice a year under that program and do a maintenance. One part of it, we're doing a very in-depth cleaning. The other, basically just a lighter cleaning and check to make sure that the unit's working and operating the way it should. We do all that for $14 a month per system. There are numerous studies that have shown that preventative maintenance pays back in lower operating costs of your air conditioner, at least that $14 a month. So it really doesn't cost you anything to be a part of that program. You're either paying it to the power company or you're paying it to an air conditioning contractor to do a good job at taking care of your system.
Right. Yeah, exactly. And you look at the opportunity to have the health side. I think going back to the health side, and I've heard that same thing from Brandon about mold in the blood. Can you imagine it gets to a point where you're bringing in through your lungs, but it actually gets into your bloodstream? That to me is such a huge, thing. And especially for, the older population here in Tampa Bay, now that you have this pandemic that's involved, the UV, taking care of your air conditioning system, simple things like changing the filters. The AC guy of Tampa Bay, longtime friends of the program here, we'd love for you to support them locally. And if you wanted to take action like a lot of our listeners do, just simply, text or call AC. Just text AC or call 813-750-0550. That's our hotline number, 813-750-0550. We'll put you right in touch with Gregg Bowman, AC guy of Tampa Bay. Family-run business. You got a great office staff, great team. Yeah. And I've met several of your reps because we highly recommend you guys as well working with us.
Yeah, we definitely appreciate it.
Yeah, my pleasure. So doing a great job in the community, and that's what it's all about here with the Consumer Quarterback Show. We want to remind you about the show philosophy. We want to be that turnkey solution here. Over 50 different show partners that we bring in and talk about all types of different stuff from, you've heard self-defense talk to solar talk to, here with AC guy of Tampa Bay, several attorneys as well, CPAs, financial advisors, lots of ways that we help you here. And of course, heavy on the real estate side, credit improvement. But it's all about you reaching out, our radio, TV show family. We do appreciate the uptick in calls lately. It seems like people, I don't know if it's the election year, the pandemic, more people calling in, reaching out and get in touch with us. So we greatly appreciate that. So let's, Gregg Bowman, AC guy of Tampa Bay here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. Coming up, we got Children's Cancer Center. And Gregg, you can hang out with us as well. That's a phoner. But let's go ahead and get like your lightning round tip here, top tips, parting words of wisdom.
I definitely would recommend doing something to maintain your air conditioner. We often say love your air conditioner so it can love you back. Your air conditioner, if you're living in Florida, it works hard, really hard.
Yeah.
So it's really important just to give it that maintenance. That maintenance program is really inexpensive. Give it the maintenance it needs. Make sure it's in top operating condition. I really believe that everybody should have some sort of UV product or indoor air quality product installed as well. They're becoming more and more affordable.
Yep.
And certainly in light of where we live in the middle of this pandemic today,
yep.
It's a great way to help improve your living condition inside your home.
Yeah, it's important. And on that note as well, you can buy the different over-the-counter type things. Are those effective, or are they kind of You're money out there.
Like the room by room. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, a little
like,
room deal you might pick up from a store.
Yeah, we call those air purifiers. But yes, they're okay, but they're very limited in their reach because they're basically going to just do like a 10 by 10 area. So if you have a 2,000 square foot home, you might need 20 of them.
Right.
So a central system's a more effective way. Doing it as part of your air conditioner if you want to treat the whole house. Now, if you have somebody living in a bedroom that's bedridden, putting one in there obviously definitely would help that area. But if you want to try and treat the whole house, part of the central system's a better approach.
Yeah, and that might be a good idea if you do have, because we know that the COVID-19, I think the average death was like 79 years of age, so it might be a good idea for seniors to have something like that in their room, add the UV type protection onto the actual air handler itself, and reach out to AC Guy of Tampa Bay. If you can hang around with us, Greg, we'll hang out. We got Children's Cancer Center coming up. Also, our feel good story of the day coming up is a good one. We got a 9-year-old boy gets thousands of adoption requests after heartbreaking interview. Stay with us right here on Consumer Quarterback Show, ConsumerQB.com.
Hey, this is Grant Cardone, and you're listening to Consumer Quarterback Show, hosted by my friend Brandon Rhymes. Do not touch that dial. I'll come right through the radio and grab your throat.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-670-7372. Online at ConsumerQB.com. You're listening to the Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. Online at ConsumerQB.com.
And we're back. Brandon Rhymes here, your host of the Consumer Quarterback Show, powered by the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty, helping you win in your real estate deals, buying, selling, or investing. We would love to talk to you. We want to help you win in any marketplace, as we say, and we help you on the real estate side by featuring your properties on our show, syndicated radio and TV show in 85 different outlets. We got a property on Hamlin Road up in Pasco County. This is acreage. We got 41 acres available, prime development opportunity in Pasco County, and I've got about 15 other vacant lots, vacant land opportunities here in Tampa Bay. Check out all of our real estate properties at platinummvpteam.kw.com. Every day we're going to tell you something positive here in our feel-good story of the day. So we got a 9-year-old boy in Oklahoma has received thousands of adoption requests after he made a heartbreaking plea for a family to adopt him during a local news interview. Jordan has been in the care of the Oklahoma Department of Human Services for 6 years. He had previously been there alongside his brother Brazen, but he was later adopted, leaving Jordan on his own. Jordan said in an interview that he doesn't get to see his little brother much anymore and hopes he'll soon find his own loving family. If you could go anywhere in the whole wide world, where would it be? Reporter Lacey Lett asked. Quote, to an adoption party for a home, Jordan replied. And if he were granted 3 wishes, to have a family and a family and a family. And those were the only wishes I had, Jordan said. This is the reason it's come important to me. So I have talked to anytime, any hope. I hope one of y'all pick me. Jordan's interview captured the hearts of all the people all over the country, and they received thousands of online inquiries and countless phone calls to their hotline with people wanting to adopt him. So there's a feel-good story of the day, and that's a heartfelt story right there, man. I tell you, I can't imagine the kids in that situation. And speaking of children, we've got Children's Cancer Center on the line. Brittany Rudolph, she is the Director of Marketing and Events. Welcome to the Consumer Quarterback Show.
Thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely, my pleasure. Yeah, what a heart tear-jerking and heart pulling story there. And you guys have similar stories all the time because you're helping folks, these families that are stricken with cancer.
Yes, we are. So we know all too well stories that are heart-wrenching like that. We deal with that on an everyday basis.
Yeah, and so for the fundraising side, that's one of the key things that, of course, COVID has affected, all types of businesses. We got millions of people unemployed now. Talk a little bit about, because you were normally doing events, you had events going on, and you could get people to a similar location. I was, afforded the opportunity to MC the Wine, Women, and Shoes event years ago. But now there's limited events. You're doing some virtual. You're doing some things of that nature. Talk to us about how we can help.
Yeah, so we are really kind of re-navigating what events are like. Of course, everyone is these days to be COVID compliant and keeping it safe for everyone involved, but everyone still wants to help out. I mean, COVID didn't stop kids with cancer, and really their immediate needs are still at the forefront for us. So we still are fundraising, and we've still found a way to do events. We started with Ride, Restore, Refresh, and that was back in June, and we did it at the Children's Cancer Center, and we had our 30 minutes of cycling, 30 minutes of yoga, and 30 minutes of drinks, and we did 2 rounds of 30 people, so we kept it limited, and everyone made fundraising pages. So that was kind of us starting out, seeing how that would work, and it was a really great success. We made $50,000. We were super excited about that, and to see people really still wanting to come out and still wanting to support. So that kind of laid the groundwork. With moving forward, we are actually doing our Chick-fil-A Fall Stampede. We're in our 9th year with that. And so we usually do a 5K run and 1 mile walk out of Curtis Hickson Park, and we have about 1,500 runners that join us. And of course, we don't want to congregate 1,500 people at this time. So we have moved over to a virtual challenge. And so we're doing that the whole month of September because it's Childhood Cancer Awareness Month. And you can pick a mileage goal from 1 mile to 100 miles. So we have everyone setting their mileage goal, and then they can join us on August 31st. Is going to be our packet pickup at the Children's Cancer Center, a drive-by to pick up your free Chick-fil-A, your packet, and then we encourage you to go out for the month of September and run for kids and families battling cancer. And then a great kind of piece about if you sign up, anyone who signs up, we're going to pick 30 winners for a chance drawing to win Chick-fil-A for the entire month. So we definitely want people to join us. That way you can get your free Chick-fil-A.
Nice. Yeah, we're talking with Brittany Rudolph here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. What's the website URL for that, Brittany?
That is fallstampede.com.
Okay, fallstampede.com. Fallstampede.com. And you also have coming up in October, you have a clay shoot coming up, claysforkids.com.
Yes, so that's another socially distant event actually at Tampa Bay Sporting Clays. It has stayed open throughout the entire pandemic because they were considered essential, and it's completely outdoors, and it's a way that people can be separated but still do, a fun event together and still be able to fundraise for the Children's Cancer Center. So that will be on October 8th at noon at Tampa Bay Sporting Clays. And you can sign up your foursome or do an individual shooter and join us then.
Very cool. You said October 8th at noon?
Yes.
Tampa Bay Sporting Clays, and that's up off of Aaron Cutoff Road up that way, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. All right. Good stuff. So multiple ways that you can get involved. Children's Cancer Center, they're always doing a great job in the community serving. What's the number of families? Is it upwards of 5,000 families a year, something in that range?
Yeah, over 1,000 families a year.
Over 1,000 families a year. Yeah, that's tragic. And, the family's stricken, the kids stricken, and then the whole family's, dealing with issues related to that, because it helps, you guys come in and you help with transportation, you help with all kinds of different, paying bills. Children's Cancer Center really comes in and does a great job supporting the families.
Yeah, we say when a child is diagnosed, the entire family is diagnosed. So we really have programs, over 24 programs that cater to each member of the family. We have programs that cater to just the sibling because they're kind of in the limelight while their sibling, who is a patient, is being carted around to doctor's visits and whatnot. So we really have programs specific to them. We have mom groups, we have dad groups. So really something for everyone. Because we are kind of their respite, getting away from this disease.
Yeah, absolutely. We're talking with Children's Cancer Center Representative Brittany Rudolph, Director of Marketing and Events here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. We also have Gregg Bowman, AC guy of Tampa Bay, in studio. Let's go ahead and get our final words, parting words of wisdom. Let's go to you, Gregg. Top tips, parting words of wisdom, nuggets of advice.
Just reiterating what I think we talked about before, maintaining that air conditioner is the most important thing you can do. You're already paying to do it. You're just paying the power company. So if you're not doing it, switch paying them and pay a professional contractor to get that unit taken care of for you.
That's right. Good stuff. AC Guy of Tampa, acguyoftampa.com, acguyoftampa.com. Brittany, back to you. Parting words of nuggets of advice, parting words of wisdom. How can people get involved?
They can get donating at childrenscancercenter.org or joining one of our fundraising events at fallstampede.com or clays4kids.com. And there's really an event for everyone, so just consider supporting because cancer doesn't stop throughout a pandemic, so we would appreciate your consideration.
childrenscancercenter.org. Check them out online. You got the Fall Stampede, clays4kids.com as well. And thanks so much for joining us. Say hello to Julian, Ashley, Patty, the whole team over there. Keep up the great work.
We will. Thank you for having us.
All right. My pleasure. Absolutely.
All right, talk soon. Bye.
All right. Well, thanks for supporting Children's Cancer Center. To all of our listeners, our family out there, we really appreciate that. And Gregg Bowman, AC guy of Tampa Bay, here in studio. Don't forget about his VIP maintenance plan. He's got the maintenance program and UV lighting. It's proving effective. That's a great takeaway from today's show. Good news with the coronavirus, that UV lighting is proving effective. It has been proven. And William Crowley was on the show, our credit expert. Also, Diane Vance, Fairway Independent Mortgage. So another great show for you here. We got a great lineup for you as well tomorrow. We got one of our attorneys in studio. We're going to have some legal talk, legal discussions as well. So as we always finish our show here and conclude, we want you to please go out there and consider committing a random act of kindness. Do something kind for one another. Be a force for good in the community. Do something kind for one another. And we'll see you next time right here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. Check us out online at Brandon Rhymes1 on Instagram, Consumer Quarterback Show page on Facebook. Also the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty on Facebook. And we'll see you next time. ConsumerQB.com.
You've been listening to The Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes. Whether it's real estate, consumer, or financial advice, let Brandon call your next play. Contact Brandon Rhymes at 813-670-7372. That's 813-670-7372. Online at ConsumerQB.com. And join us next time